Oh my goodness. All right, guys, today is the day that so many of us in the Counter-Strike community have been waiting for. You know, I made the video a bit ago about the Richard Lewis article confirming the existence of a new Counter-Strike, or at least a Counter-Strike ported to the Source 2 engine with the working title Counter-Strike 2. There were still a lot of unknowns, just confirmation that the game had been worked on for a long time. And obviously, since then, it has been just so much fun. The community has been deep diving on every single thing the CSGO Twitter account has been saying, trying to read into, you know, banner and profile changes, all of the different files being prepped on the Steam database and all that for Counter-Strike, different, you know, different packages and all that. Well, today, on March 22nd, 2023, we have the official Valve announcement, as Valve always does, where they just tweet and put up a few videos on their official YouTube channel. And so we also have this splash page talking about Counter-Strike 2 and the fact that a limited test is starting today. So just an abundance of information to go through, but number one, the first thing I want to say is I can't believe this is my life. Insert the LeBron James meme photo here. But no, but really, this is such a huge and robust update to Counter-Strike, and we're going to get into all of the different things that they have revealed so far, with more in the future. The other question is, when is this going to be coming out? It's going to be coming out in the summer of this year. But the limited playtest starts today. How do you get into that? We'll talk about that as well in the video. We're going to be on the splash page for Counter-Strike 2 and the limited test because it has all the information that we need. I'm also doing this all in one take. I'm not going to be cutting out any of the ums, oohs, or ahs. Hopefully I don't do too much of that. But I just want to get this out there. I want to get it up on YouTube, and I want to share in the excitement with everybody else. And hopefully I get into the playtest. I don't have any I don't have any connections or favors other than I played the game for thousands of hours and love it, much like all of you watching this. So let's just go with what Valve has said. So we're going to go right off of this. The next era of Counter-Strike begins this summer. Counter-Strike 2 is the largest technical leap forward in Counter-Strike's history, ensuring new features and updates for years to come. So we're going to get more feature reveals when it officially launches in the summer. But today, the limited test for select CSGO players starts. During the testing period, we'll be evaluating a subset of features to shake out any issues before the worldwide release. So let's get into, go do this real quick and switch over to the first video. I don't want to play it in here because I want to be able to full screen it for you. Let's talk about responsive smokes. Let's take a look at that. And also, I want to pause it.
Counter-Strike match, information can mean the difference between success or failure. As a result, smoke grenades have become a cornerstone of team tactics. With Counter-Strike 2's new game engine, we've evolved smokes and made them dynamic.
You heard that right. Dynamic smokes. So smokes, obviously, if you played Counter-Strike, even just in matchmaking, any kind of competitive level, you know how important smoke grenades are. An absolute cornerstone, and have always been to Counter-Strike throughout all the iterations. Sorry, had to stop it there. I don't know why I had to say that, but you're going to see why this is going to be such a huge update.
Smoke grenades now create volumetric 3D objects that live in the world. Now, not only do all players see the same smoke regardless of position, but the smoke can interact with the environment in interesting ways. It reacts to lighting, grows to fill spaces naturally.
I'm sorry. I want you to look at that. I want you to look at that. Dude, that is so sick. All right. We'll continue here. Hold on.
The shape of the smoke cloud can be pushed and carved by bullets.
Catch that? Catch that? Did you catch that? Like, this has incredible, and some people are obviously skeptical. We'll have to see how it goes. But this has incredible gameplay implications, as you can see. You can push the smoke out of the way now. Obviously, you're going to give away your position doing that to be able to have a viewing area through the smoke and, you know, reacting to different things like nades and stuff. But this is, I mean, this is going to upend a lot of smoke strategies that have been used in the past. And I'm excited for it, man. I am always, listen, Counter-Strike is a beautiful game, and it's Again, to me, the purest kind of gun-on-gun FPS shooter, high skill ceiling competitive game out there. But I'm always interested in new and exciting ways to develop the gameplay and move it forward. And, you know, there was a lot of changes that happened in CSGO, some good, some bad over time. But I think like the Molotov, which a lot of people, you know, hated initially, the Molly's become such a huge part of Counter-Strike Global Offensive and just a part of Counter-Strike now. And it's like, it's hard for me to imagine the game without it because of all the tactical implications. Much like this, whenever you see a huge new sweeping change like that, it can be scary, but I'm really excited to see again how the meta develops around it. So sorry, I'm just like a geeking little kid right now. I know you can probably hear it in my voice, but so I'm going to be pausing a lot as we go through this and deep dive. So again, just bear with me. Look at that. You saw that? Look at that. The way that smoke just totally disappeared after he threw the HE. Huh. And also, obviously, this goes without saying, we're actually getting to see gameplay of CSGO 2 in Source 2. And you can see the difference. We're going to get into the map updates and the lighting and all that stuff. But right now, we're obviously focusing on the smokes. But obviously, as you're seeing this, getting your first look at Counter-Strike 2 gameplay.
Counter-Strike 2, smoke grenades provide even more tactical opportunities. They're just going to look and play better.
Man. So much to take in there. That's the same outro that they've been they put on all the videos. So, but a lot to take in there. You saw that Zeus kill. Do you see that effect on the Zeus kill? How it like went up the entire body of the player model and stuff? Oh my goodness. Okay, so responsive smokes, that is huge. And again, for a long time, depending on who you talk to, I mean, smokes are such a powerful tool tactically in Counter-Strike. I am all for. I'm not saying this effectively nerfs them, but this definitely makes them a lot more more able to be played around and toyed with in a lot of different ways. So I'm very excited for this change. Obviously, it also looks amazing. The volumetric smoke looks awesome. So we can take a look at that. Let's move on to the next thing, a huge topic of any FPS online shooter. Any multiplayer shooter, especially one that wants to be competitive, is tick rate. We talked about the rumor that there would be 128 tick servers, which the default Valve stuff has all been 64 tick up until this point. I'll play this video as well, which will get more into the tick rate. But Counter-Strike 2 claims to be moving beyond tick rate, so let's see what they have to say about it.
Counter-Strike is known for its visceral and satisfying gunplay. Now, firing a weapon looks pretty simple. You click your mouse, your character shoots, your target takes damage.
True.
But there's a lot more happening behind the scenes. In previous versions of Counter-Strike, the game...
Yeah, there's me screaming that my bullets aren't registering or my what happened to my spray, but that's besides the point. Yep.
...only evaluated moving and shooting in discrete time intervals, or ticks, and time between those ticks didn't exist. For the most part, the experience was seamless. But sometimes those milliseconds between click and tick could be the difference between landing or missing your shot.
Yep.
That's why with Counter-Strike 2, we're introducing sub-tick updates. Now the tick rate no longer matters for moving and shooting, so the server will know the exact moment you fired your shot, jumped your jump, or peeked your peek, and the server will calculate your precise actions between ticks. So what you see is what you get.
All right, so that's a big claim. That's a big claim, and it will remain to be seen. Obviously, there's going to be a limited test, like I said, starting today. But this is a huge deal. This is a big deal and a big claim. And you know, it's going to be hard to say. Obviously, in theory, it sounds fantastic. Anytime you're getting more information updated to the server and accurate information for registration, it's massive. So we will see how that actually looks on official servers, how it feels in comparison to the old tick rate system with like 128 tick. which again is what is preferable and why a lot of third parties like Faceit and ESEA and stuff have existed for a long time. But it's awesome to see Valve addressing this and be saying like, hey, listen, it wasn't perfect, and we think this is a better solution. So, I mean, so far, like 2 for 2 for me. Anyway, okay, dude, I'm just too excited. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next video, leveling up the world, which was the first video I saw. I think it's the first one they released on YouTube after the announcement. But let's get into the maps of Counter-Strike.
With over 20 years of history, maps are a fundamental pillar of Counter-Strike. And in Counter-Strike 2, maps are getting a new look. But don't worry, you can still bring along your countless hours honing strategies and exploiting every corner and crevice.
Dude, sorry, I just have to stop it for a second. Where was that? Look at that effect on the molly, dude. Look at that. Oh my god, I'm just geeking, man. It's so dope to be seeing Counter-Strike in Source 2, man. God, just the little effects, and there's still so much to talk about. I'm gonna let the video play. I'm so sorry.
Exploiting every corner and crevice. We took 3 approaches to improving maps while retaining their rich legacy. First, there are touchstone maps. Classic maps with solid foundations that players can use to evaluate gameplay changes from CSGO to Counter-Strike 2. These have improvements to lighting and character read, but otherwise haven't been changed. Next, we have upgrades. These are maps that use new Source 2 lighting, including a physically-based rendering system that produces realistic materials, lighting, and reflections.
Wow! That water, baby.
And finally, overhauls.
Yep.
The oldest maps have been fully rebuilt from the ground up, leveraging all of the Source 2 tools
definitely
and rendering features.
CS Italy, the first shot.
These tools will be available for community map makers to make it easier to build, experiment, and iterate. With upgrades to lighting, player read, and materials in Counter-Strike 2, even the familiar will feel brand new.
There we go, Italy at the end there too. Shout out hostage rescue maps, which don't get played competitively, but always fun in pubs back in the day. There's that effect again on the. I wanted to show you that effect on the Taze. Look at that. Let's slow this down. Let's play that back at half speed. Look at that. I mean, again, just little things. I mean, obviously, dude, I'm so hoping I'm able to get into the playtest, if not today, soon. Oh god. Anyway, sorry. I can't stop geeking. So, what to talk about with that? I mean, so encouraging in a lot of different ways. Not going to be upending the map pool and just totally rebuilding the maps from scratch. Doing, I think, exactly what they need to. Updating the visual fidelity of them. The eye candy. And at the same time, depending on what some of the classic maps are, getting them up to speed so that they look good in Source 2. I think that's the exact approach. And I have to talk about what I think is the approach so far, and what it seems like is that they understand, and you would hope they would understand, but Valve understands why Counter-Strike is popular, right? Like, they get it, okay? And it's not just because of, weapon skins, which didn't come around until CSGO in the first place. But Counter-Strike is popular because, again, the 5v5 competitive gameplay, it doesn't have to be competitive, but just in general, because of the gunplay, how satisfying it is to have a great round in the game, and, the maps. The maps are part and parcel what make Counter-Strike the game that it is. And there's so many iconic ones. So, again, see them have this kind of multifaceted approach to bringing this game over to Source 2, but not, and there's more stuff to be announced as well. So, I don't want to say that we know everything, because we clearly don't. They're going to announce more, they said, as we get closer to release in summer. But it does very much seem like the approach is fully understands what they have with the game and why the game is as popular and as great as it has been all these years. And the reason I say that, and that's even a conversation, is because Valve is notorious, and not just for Counter-Strike, but in general, for lack of communication, right? Or very, very specific sets of communication at various times, and then not saying anything for a long time. And just going dark. And, there's been a lot of up and down with Valve over the years when it comes to Counter-Strike. But with this, and even the way that they announced this, right, we got confirmation, we got the leaks to Richard Lewis, and then it was, the Twitter account was having fun, but nothing official from Valve. And then it's just like, hey, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Go to their official page, look at this. And there we go. 3 videos and an announcement on Twitter. So, Valve's going to do what they're going to do. And, it's like #1 trending on Twitter right now, and everyone's excited about it. And also what's so exciting for me, let me turn my webcam on for a second and talk to the people. You know what I mean? What's so exciting for me, I look like total shit right now. I apologize, but that's no different than most of you are used to. What's so exciting for me is, as I've played Counter-Strike from the very first iteration all the way up into CSGO, I even played... I even played the knockoffs, not Valve official Counter-Strike games. There's the one Korean one. I forget what it's called. I have lived and breathed Counter-Strike throughout my entire life because it's my favorite game. So to see so many people get into Counter-Strike with CSGO, and then knowing all the people, even in my community, that are going to get into Counter-Strike now because of the release of Counter-Strike 2 in the summer, because they're excited about us being excited, and then also like, oh, well, this would be a good time to start because it's a fresh game, which I know technically it's not, it's a port, but still, it feels like that. And even Nick Fenton, my good friend Nick Fenton, who a lot of you will know, said, hey, man, if Counter-Strike 2 exists, I'm down to go all in and play with you and learn the game and, become a Counter-Strike fan, which Nick has played it in the past, but he's not a diehard like me. So anyway, it's just so exciting, man. It makes me feel young again. It makes me feel excited about games again. Not that I'm not at different points, but I'm a lot more jaded, you know what I mean, than I used to be. So... fuck. Okay, let me turn the webcam off now and get back to this. So the other thing that people have been, and again, this is just all one take, so I'm sorry. I know it's all over the place for some people. This might be not an interesting watch, but again, I want to get this. I want to get all my thoughts out now and do it as succinctly as possible. Succinct is not my thing, as you know, but we're trying our best. So items. People were speculating and very nervous about what are items going to be like. Are we going to port all of our items that we have in CSGO, our giant inventories, into Counter-Strike 2? Is it going to be, a new inventory system? Here you go. We got our answer. Bring your entire CSGO inventory with you to Counter-Strike 2, and not only will you keep every item you've collected over the years, they're all going to benefit from the Source 2 lighting and materials, so all the stuff's going to look way better. In addition to supporting legacy models and finishes, all stock weapons have been upgraded with high-resolution models, and some weapon finishes even take advantage of the new models as well. So, again, I'm assuming the skin market is going to react very positively to this news, and you're probably going to see, I haven't checked it, but I'm assuming shit is booming right now. So if you held on to your skins and didn't sell them all, probably was the smart move. So I don't know. We'll have to see I don't have to worry about that because I'm not really, I like the weapon skins, but that's not my thing necessarily. But happy that all of that's coming over. And it makes total sense because, Counter-Strike, yes, it's successful because of the gameplay, but it drew a lot of new people in because of the whole weapon skin and case opening mechanics. And, of course, that makes Valve millions of dollars daily. So they're going to make sure that that's in play. So let's talk about a few more things here before we wrap it up. High def VFX from UI to gameplay, all visual effects have been reimagined. So they give some examples here, which is really cool. So again, while we're saying okay, this isn't an entirely new game, it is a port. In a lot of ways, it is a new game because we're going to get a bunch of new visual effects, which is great. Here we go. Gameplay visuals. In Counter-Strike 2, the most critical gameplay visuals have been redesigned with readability in mind. Bullet impacts can be easily viewed at a distance, and directional blood impacts that fade over time give you more information as you move throughout the world. That's pretty neat. Experience completely reauthored explosions, fire, C4. I already mentioned the Molly effects and stuff earlier, as you can see there. Leveraging Source 2 engine and modern hardware. It's going to improve visual fidelity, obviously. And then the UI enhancements thing, which I think is pretty cool too. You can see getting that rank up to global elite, all of that fun VFX happening on top of that, and even in the bottom right there. Pretty sweet. And then they even reference, I mean, they're even talking about audio, which is, again, audio in Counter-Strike is about as essential as any kind of visual cues that you're getting. Footsteps, nades, gunfire, all that stuff. Absolutely important to how a round plays out. Counter-Strike 2 sounds have been reworked to better reflect the physical environment, to be more distinct and express more game state. They've also been rebalanced for a more comfortable listening experience. Kind of general, so again, remains to be seen. We'll have to play the technical test and pray to God that I get in. There's more to come. The limited test only evaluates a subset of Counter-Strike 2's features so that major issues can be resolved before the summer, but there's much more to come. In just a few months, we'll reveal all the details of Counter-Strike 2, and we can't wait to share more with you. So, man, this just still feels so surreal. I do want to go over a few more things before I end the video. One is, how do you get into the playtest? So let's take a look at what the official Twitter account said and zoom in a little bit here on that. All right. So here you go. Players are selected for the Counter-Strike 2 limited test based on a number of factors deemed important by the Counter-Strike 2 development team, including but not limited to recent playtime on Valve official servers, trust factor, and Steam account standing. So the biggest thing, I think, because they did say recent playtime, and that's probably where it's going to hurt me. I haven't played official matchmaking or even any of the other playlists that you can queue into, whether it's Gun Game or any of the other stuff, in a long time. So I don't know if that's going to hurt my chances to get in to the limited test. I hope not. If you play stuff like Face It and stuff like that, those are not limited servers. You can still get skins and stuff from that, but those are not official servers because that's third party. So I don't know if jumping in and just playing a bunch of stuff is going to give you a better weighting as the invites go out. Probably so. A lot of people already in my community are like, all right, let's get back into matchmaking. Let's start playing on official servers, get some death matching going. Just make sure it's at a Valve official server for that to count. Trust factor, okay, and Steam account standing, I mean, pretty standard stuff. So, yeah. And then if I don't get in, I definitely have some connections of not necessarily directly CSGO, but people in the community. And so I will definitely be trying to leverage some of that if there's any way for that to work. I did also want to point out an iconic, I wanted to point out an iconic tweet that Thorin, the esports historian, tweeted out literally yesterday. Thorin can be a bit of a wet blanket at times on things. And listen, the CSGO community has been extremely, extremely excited about the announcement of Counter-Strike 2, and pretty much every day just praying that we would get the announcement of the limited playtest that's happening, and tweeted this, no joke, yesterday. It's legitimately embarrassing seeing the CSGO community act like complete marks. Sure, every single night for weeks on end in a row is Christmas Eve. That's a terribly run-on sentence, but what he's saying was basically, and it's true, especially on Twitter and on Twitch, people are saying, like, analyzing everything that the CSGO Twitter was doing, and then he ends it with "grow up, you marks." Now, if you take a look at the date of this tweet, March 21st, 2023, interesting, which was yesterday, and he also references Christmas Eve. So, kind of fascinating that Thorin would do that, and then literally the next day, as if to spite and again, just like that's one of the classics. Like, let people have fun, dude. People are excited. Like, this is huge. Like, we know that it exists. We just want it. And so, of course, I had to tweet. Never seen a tweet age better, to be honest, because this man tweeted this on the actual Counter-Strike 2 Eve. I don't know if that's irony. I'm not really good at parsing all that, but it sure is funny. That's for sure. So, man, Thorin never changed, dude. Another banger. So yeah. So just wanted to highlight that real quick. And then another thing, let's see. I wanted to show, let's see, Moses. Is he Jason? Yes. So he got to a caster, former player, and a coach. She's an analyst now. A lot of you guys will know Jason O'Toole if you watch Counter-Strike. So he tweeted this, and I thought this was really interesting. I had the lovely pleasure of traveling to Seattle to Valve headquarters to playtest CS2 back in January with a lovely group of gamers. The changes are very fun and are going to be super interesting. We'll find a way to get all the details of the experience out into the world. And then this is what I found was really interesting. Outside of the gameplay, most of my experience at Valve headquarters goes way against the vision and idea most people have for the developers. At one point in the room, there were 20 plus devs standing behind us watching us scrim Counter-Strike throughout the day. And so I think what he's talking about, there's a narrative that because we don't hear from Valve and developers don't talk, and it's very, very hush-hush unless they're going to announce something officially, that they don't really care about the game, that they're just kind of, let's get the webcam on, that they're just kind of, just milking it for all it's worth, the occasional update to make sure that it's not totally broken, and that's it. And I've been guilty of having that same opinion myself, and not necessarily guilty for good reason, because again, they promise communication and then it just doesn't happen, and we just go, well, that's Valve and we have to deal with it. But the truth of the matter is there was a lack of content for Counter-Strike for a really long time, and now we have an answer for that. It was because they were hard at work on porting Counter-Strike and creating Counter-Strike 2 in the Source 2 engine. It's really good to hear that 20 devs are standing behind former pro and pro players watching them play, which is what you would want. Like you want to see that level of interest and that level of attention to detail, and really trying to tune the game and make sure that it is ready for potentially competitive play. I'm recording, Lane. I love you so much.
But I just want to say.
You want to say hi? All right, come here. Hey, guess what? You know what? Come here. Guess what just got announced today?
What?
Counter-Strike 2.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike 2. You know the game Counter-Strike with the chickens and the cars and we run around, and they announced the new one officially today.
May I have a look of it?
Yeah, I mean I can show you look, Counter-Strike 2. Look, I'll just scroll this a little bit for you. So there's going to be new smokes. There's going to be updates to the maps. There's going to be a new, the way that they're doing tick rate is different.
Maybe play that for
Oh my goodness, are you excited too for Counter-Strike 2? What do you got on your face?
I'm going for
Huh? Because I was so excited I threw my jacket off to record the video once they announced it. Hey, all right guys, well, the kids are back. But that's it for me for the video. I am extremely excited. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to cover, but Counter-Strike 2 is real. It exists. All of our hype was legitimate, and I really pray that I get into the playtest. Hopefully, I will see you on. I'll be doing a lot of Counter-Strike content, Counter-Strike 2 content in the coming months and year. So we're gonna be doing it. Check out the Twitch stream, and all right, love you all. Okay, I gotta go. I think he wants to watch the Counter-Strike 2 Valve announcement videos.
Me too.
You want to? Yep, you too. Okay, I gotta go. Here, buddy. All right, see ya. Hold on, let me get my mouse back, buddy. All right, here we go.